What's up? It's your boy, the Brother's Keeper, and I kind of wanted to do another video. Now, I know I don't come out with too many videos, but there's certain points that I like to make within my videos, and if I don't feel like the videos are real heavy content or something strong and with a heavy message, I'm not gonna be wasting my time to make the video. So first off, I'd like to wish y'all a happy Christmas and a Merry New Year. Happy New Year, my bad. Yeah, so let's get straight off into it, man. And I do have another video that I did like a study on, and I think I'm gonna do that as well, just depending on how the study was, because I did it years ago, and I think it would be a good argument too, but anyway, this video is on the parallels of, and I don't know why no one's ever done this before, no one's ever noticed this, but it's something that was kind of, I felt, brought to my attention. The parallels between the prodigal son and King Joseph, or Joseph in the Bible, in Genesis. Their parallels are so similar, it's almost as if Jesus told the untold story of Joseph we didn't know about. I'm not saying Joseph is the prodigal son. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying that their lives are so similar. Joseph had a ton of dreams, and what happened? His brothers envied him. Why? Because Jacob married the one he really loved, and he had 2 kids with her, and Joseph was like the first legitimate kid, the woman he worked for 14 years, right? So he favored them over the other child because this is the woman he loved and the woman he wanted to be with, and he finally got to have. So, with that being said, I say this. Joseph, his father gave him a coat of many colors. And what did his older brothers do? They saw the coat and they envied it, and they hated and despised Joseph for it, and all of his dreams and him being the golden child, the white sheep of the family. And what they do, they threw him in the ditch and they sold him to the Egyptians, and they brought back the coat and they said, hey, some beast ate him. And they told Jacob that. Why were they so angry? Peep this. Let's go into the prodigal son story. The prodigal son told his father, I'm tired of this. I don't want to wait till you die to get my reward. Give me my inheritance now. All right. So what happened? The father said, very well, being a wise man, he said, I'm going to give you your inheritance now. And he gave it to him. His son went out and he lived a riotous living, sleeping with a bunch of women, partying with a bunch of people. And it wasn't before long, he lived so fast that he spent all of his money. And then he began to work for someone, and he found himself in the pig pen. And he realized that at my father's house, the servants get treated better than this. The slaves get treated better than what I'm being treated as. He came to himself. He had a come to Jesus moment, and he said, I will apologize to my father and see if he will take me as a slave, because anything's better than this. So what happened when he goes back and his son sees him from afar? His father sees him from afar. His father says, that's my son. And then he goes up to his father and he says, I've sinned against you, and his father told him, looked at his servants and said, "Quick, get the best robe, kill the fattest calf. My son has died, but now he came back, basically." Right? So that robe, there goes that robe again. Could this have been the robe of many colors that Joseph wore? His older brother heard the noise and asked the servant, "Where all this music coming on? What's going on?" "Your brother has returned." He got mad at his dad and said, "This dude has been sleeping with prostitutes. He spent all of his inheritance. I've been working for you for years. And this is how, you reward him for all the bad that he's done." Right? So this made me lead to believe that best robe was a robe of many colors. And that the brothers hated Joseph so much, meaning that he possibly could have been a prodigal son. They hated Joseph so much when he came back that they threw him in a ditch and sold him off to slavery. Maybe that was the untold story that wasn't seen. But unfortunately, as interesting and as cool as that sounds, it's not. Because it says in the Bible, Luke 15, verse 11, Jesus continued, "There was a man who had 2 sons. The younger one said to his father, 'Give me my share of the estate.' So he divided his property between them." Whatever. Anyway, and technically, Jacob did have 2 sons, 2 that he probably considered legitimate from his marriage. But anyway, came so close, man. Came so close, but he didn't have multiple brothers. So I include my story that Joseph is not the prodigal son, even though their lives parallel. Of course, there's no sin in Joseph. And I bought this to my parents and, a brother of mine. And my brother said, "Joseph has no sin." And then my parents was like, my mom was like, "That's kind of interesting." And I think my dad didn't agree with me either. But I just thought it was interesting. Anyway, that's all.